Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hello.
Cheers, Richard.
Hi. Weatherspoons are shutting tonight anyway, so it's just as well we've changed the venue.
Yeah. Yeah, but in today's press briefing, Boris Johnson announced that all pubs should. This was at 5 o'clock. All pubs must close as soon as practicably possible, and should not reopen. So yeah, that's going to happen today, which is good in a way, because the pubs have actually been asking for that, because they had been struggling to claim their business continuity insurance. Whereas now, yeah. Well, I mean, now that it's been made official, the pubs will and other such venues will be able to claim their business continuity insurance, and that money will help to keep those people in jobs, which is good.
Yeah, I had a chat with the manager at Weatherspoons yesterday to let her know that we wouldn't be coming to Weatherspoons, or very few of us would be anyway. I said we cancelled the event and we're doing an online thing. And she said, yeah, we will be pretty much shutting early tonight, probably like 8 or 9, I think. So people who go aren't really going to get very much time there anyway, so...
Yeah. Whereas here, I was just saying, Richard, I've planned a pub quiz, and we've got some other fun things to look forward to, and I've got cider, and Hannah bought me lager earlier, though that doesn't help anyone else, but we're going to have a good night still.
Yeah, I got cider as well.
Cider, good man.
Yeah. I got some cider, Richard, so if you want to pop over and grab a can, you're more than welcome to.
At a safe distance. We'll throw it at you from outside the window.
I got plenty at the moment anyway. Got a whole box full of stuff at the moment, so...
Oh, good.
Downstairs.
Very good.
A lot.
Yeah, so how are you keeping? Is everyone doing well?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm a bit lonely.
Oh, you got me and the cat though, Hannah.
Yeah, I got a cat. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Han.
I have you anyway. You know, it's nice to have a bit of hi Andrew. It's nice to have a bit of a difference. You really notice it when you've been told to stay in. You really notice it. You're like, I just want to go out though.
Yeah, it's one of those things that as soon as you're told you can't do it, you really want to do it. Most nights you come home, Hannah, and you say, I just want to stay in, I don't want to go out at all. But as soon as the government says you're not allowed to go out, you're itching.
You're
like Maggie from The Simpsons. As soon as she's not playing with the ball, but as soon as Lisa takes the ball away from her, she wants the ball. It's funny. It's like one of those things. I think that everyone experiences it. This is why Cadbury's. How am I struggling to get this word? Cadbury's famously have the policy. Well, I'm told Cadbury's famously have the policy of allowing their production line staff to take as much off the production line, as much chocolate off the production line as they want. Because if it was banned, then people would steal it anyway. Whereas if it's allowed and everyone wants it, then people get bored of it and don't need it anymore.
Yeah, the cat.
She's enjoying some treats. I bought her a new stand. Look how big that is.
Yeah, because we don't normally get to take the cat to Pint Night, so she's able to join us on this occasion.
And in reference to me, look how tall it is. It's 5 foot tall. But she loves it. She doesn't go on... oh, sorry, girl. She's a bit nervous. She doesn't go on this level, and she hasn't used this scratcher here. But she... yeah, she's gone now. But she's rather enjoying the height, and she sleeps on this level. I'm just going to leave these treats up here. She's still quite nervous.
Do you think that
Sorry.
that one's too wobbly or something? Is that why she's not using
No,
it?
no, it's just because she doesn't like me coming around the tree, really. She's very protective of it. I don't know, I think she just gets nervous. But she's got a little cubby hole and everything, and she's used it, which was really cute. So yeah, just thought I'd show you the cat tree. It's brand new, got that from Amazon. It was only £53, but I paid 11 because I had a voucher.
You alright, Andrew?
Andy!
We can see his A, but not anything else yet. Will you put yourself on mute, mate? So a lot of people have been experiencing this with oh, we've lost Matt. We've lost Matt for a sec.
There he is!
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, the phone just went a bit weird.
Lots of people have been experiencing the mute thing. Whilst I've been at work, a lot of people have been trying to get used to the whole remembering to take yourself off of mute again. And they've been
Using the
talking about
mobile.
for,
It's not,
yeah. It's not as easy from mobile. I've
the
had lots of
computer it's
colleagues.
easy, but the mobile rubbish.
Yeah. I've had lots of colleagues talk to themselves for 3 minutes until they realise they're on mute. It's quite funny. But hopefully lots more companies will realise that there are lots more people who can work from home. And that's something that we should highlight as well, is that actually there's an awful lot of research that shows that the commute is quite bad for people's mental health in general. Some people have a commute of 1, 2 or more hours, which can be very, very stressful. So it's a good thing. There's always silver linings to every cloud, and I think the reduction in the commute will certainly be a positive that's come out of this whole situation. I was thinking we should leave it a little bit longer until we start the pub quiz, because we've got quite a good game today. Anna's been tweeting about it and Facebooking and stuff. We're actually going to give away a copy of The Witcher to the winner of the pub quiz today, and it's the first Witcher, so it's a very good game, and it's the game that inspired the recent Netflix series, which is very good. And because it's our first attempt, it's free. We're going to do that for free because it's our first go. So we've got the pub quiz today. We've got Speed Geek, which is where we'll all have 5 minutes to decide which of 2 geeky options is our favourite. And then we have catchphrase, or I can't remember what, read my lips, that's what I call it, where you make use of the mute button and you put yourself on mute and you try and tell everyone a well-known phrase. So you get to decide the well-known phrase, but then you need to try and make it clear what you are saying to people, and we've got to all guess.
Hang on,
So that'll be an
James.
interesting one.
The cat is on the topmost level, lying down. See how close I can get.
Oh.
That's the first time. I did spray a load of catnip in there earlier, so it worked. Just give them drugs.
Don't be mean to the cat. Shall we start then with the Speed Geek, because that's a nice easy one. Let me get into the right place and let's go for the Speed Geek.
Oh, I wish we could play games on here or something, but we can't. That would be cool. Oh look, there's an infinite me in my glasses.
So let's start off with Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Trek, clearly. Know more about Star Trek.
Why?
Yeah.
Shame
Why,
Rachel and Matt have gone to the pub.
why would you say Star Trek?
Why? Because I've watched every single one recently. Whereas Star Wars, not so much.
Well, just because you've seen one and not the other, that means it's clearly better, does it?
No, I've seen all of Star Wars, but I remember much more with Star Trek. I think it's a better series.
I think I think they're both very good, but I think Star Trek kind of edges it for me because it's arguably more of an expansive universe. Does anyone want to fight for the side of Star Wars here?
I'm both, so it's kind of... I'm
Fair
both,
enough.
so it's a bit different anyway.
Yeah.
Let's do it a bit. Let me try
I
and do
think
this.
Star Trek has a lot more I don't know. It's got a lot more to the plot, whereas Star Wars is always about not turning to the dark side and let's save Anakin, or that's pretty much it. Whereas every season of Star Trek is a lot more diverse, and they've got a lot more, hidden racial issues or sexism or different types of genetic problems, and even, individuals who, like Data, trying to have the same rights as someone who's sentient. It's quite interesting. It's quite in-depth.
That was a very interesting one because not only is it one that actually humanity has already had to go through with the civil rights movement, of course, where people actually had to fight for their right to be classed as people, but we're also going to have to go through it in literal terms, where we have developed an AI that is smart enough to be able to say, I want to be classed as real. Hello, James.
Hello!
He's on mute.
Oh no!
Don't
just
feel you
talking
have
about-
to.
We're talking about Star Wars and Star Trek. Which one do you prefer?
Don't feel you have to. Unless you've got a big noise in the background, don't feel you have to stay on mute.
Can we instant message on here?
Oh, hello?
You
Yeah, you
can.
can!
Yeah, there we go.
Message... But,
I've
cool.
not used Hangouts before.
That's okay.
Cool. Yeah, well, welcome. Welcome to our virtual pub. We've already got the round in, so yours is the next one.
I pay with virtual money.
Yeah. We'll accept a whole Bitcoin.
I hear that's what a bottle of hand sanitizer costs now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can accept five sheets of loo roll.
I tried to buy hand sanitizer. My mum showed me this really good brand to buy it from. But in the end, I bought it. I bought 2 packs because they were only like small 100 milliliter packs. And I just saw sanitizer on it, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. That's lovely. And then it turned out to be makeup sanitizer, which I don't need. Which basically is disinfectant for your brushes, not your face or your hands.
That's a bit daft. Thing is, though, everyone was going crazy for the whole sort of anti-bac, alcohol-based, all of this malarkey. All you need is soap. You literally just need bog standard Victorian age era type style soap. Because it has all of the same properties. Like, there's actually no evidence to say that anti-bac soap is any better than normal soap. It's so much so much so that the US has banned
let's
it.
not talk about COVID-19 right now.
Anyway, so James, you joined us halfway through our Star Trek versus Star Wars debate. Do you have any thoughts on the subject?
To be honest, with the recent Star Wars films, in fact, I haven't seen the most recent one. I'm leaning more towards Star Trek at the moment, and I'm starting to go through the 90s ones. like
They're the best.
Trek Insurrection.
So, do you have a favourite captain then? Oh, in fact, we're going to get down to that then. So, have we agreed that if I move this one up, do we agree that we would? Let's stick to that one. Are we all in agreement that we're leaning more towards Star Trek then?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Oh, that's
I'm
nice. You're torn.
John Rich.
I'm torn because I haven't watched as much Star Trek, but at the same time, Star Wars visually looks good, and it has the soundtrack to go with it, so it's difficult.
Yes, it does. But then you've also got to remember, fun fact for the evening, the Voyager theme actually beat the Friends theme for best theme tune that year.
However, might I point out that it was Archer's team. That theme tune was the most disappointing theme tune I've ever experienced in my whole life. I mean, just it's
That's
really
so
depressing.
epic, Hannah.
No, it wasn't.
Like...
It was shit. It was shit. I'm sorry. It was shit.
was
like 90s cheese. It was like Shania. No. Celine Dion was singing it, but the male version of Celine Dion, basically.
I think...
We're gonna hold out. Like, no words. We need classical music, and we need lots of drums and violins and crescendo.
It's great. I loved it.
No.
I think I loved you more than anything whenever it came on. It's quite fun. I think the epicness of Star Trek theme tunes actually increased over time. I thought that the Enterprise theme was actually, I did quite like it. The first one, there's two different versions of Enterprise theme, wasn't there? The first Enterprise theme was actually okay. The second variation that they did on the Enterprise theme was bad. And this is Captain Archer, not Captain Picard, and not Captain Kirk. That's not the first.
And just basically Kirk and Discovery.
Yeah.
No, that was boring. The original one.
Well, that's
no, mine was Voyager's theme tune. It was just epic.
Yeah, but can you hum it more than you can hum the Friends theme tune?
Yeah. No, actually, I can't. I can hum Friends more than Voyager.
What's the Voyager theme tune?
No. Off the top of my head, without a key, without an intro, I can't do it. Whereas that's not an intro.
So, on the note of Voyager, Picard or Janeway?
Anyway. Oh no, no one else cares, clearly.
I've not watched Voyager yet, so...
Oh, you need to watch Voyager.
It's a good one. It's really good.
Do you think it's interesting how Picard and Janeway, at least in this photo, do you think it's interesting how Picard and Janeway's uniforms are opposite?
How so?
Well, Picard has black shoulders, Janeway has red shoulders. Picard has a red torso, Janeway has a black torso. They're the opposite.
Actually, when they were in the later series, they changed over to that colour scheme.
Ooh. That genotype was
Because Generations was the older one, and then it went to the that in the films.
Mm.
With the black on top and the red.
James, do you have a thought on Picard versus Janeway?
No, to be honest, no.
Have you seen both series?
No, I haven't.
Oh, right.
Have you seen either series?
No, not yet.
Oh, you've not seen Next Gen or Voyager? Wow. You're
Shocking.
missing out.
Not in any sort of continuity.
Seen bits and bobs. That's what I remember before we actually sat down and made a concerted effort to watch all of Star Trek. I remember seeing bits and bobs here and there. But they're both definitely worth watching. For me, it's got to be Janeway, although she does make some arguably questionable decisions in the first episode. She is a badass. She really is. And I feel like in Voyager there's more of a sort of overriding story arc as well, whereas in Next Gen it was very much more like the original series where every episode was its own little story and there wasn't
Voyager
much
is so
in
cool.
between.
Purely for the fact that, Voyager just got to level up at the end. Oh, spoiler alert!
Don't
Anyway.
say anything.
Leave it there, but that was cool in itself because that's like what you want to happen. It was just a great ending, in a way, but really sad at the same time. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Stop
Sorry,
spoiling it for people. Like,
tonic has
before
gone
she
straight
spoils
to my
it any
head.
further, let's move on swiftly to Lego versus Connects.
Relax, James. Just relax. Have a drink.
Have a drink. I'll have a
Not
drink.
you, James. Good. I've just realised there are more than... There's another James in
That's
here. It's just so confusing.
That's okay. I did bring a drink.
Hooray.
I was going to say, we've got loads.
I've got a big box of Old Rosie, like 10 bottles of wine, and Hannah bought me new lager
lager.
today.
Yeah, because M&S at the Coventry train station were selling everything for 50% off, including reduced items. So I got, like, cans of lagers for £1.
Oh, and the other day, the Domino's app was doing 50% off when you spend £100. So I spent £200 and got it for £100.
Meow. That's my cat.
Oh. So, who has any thoughts? Who has any opinions on? Do you prefer Lego or do you prefer Connects?
I've always had Lego.
Lego. Connect was hard. I could never do Connect. I hated it. I just got cross with it in the end. But I could make lots of pretty stars. So.
Pretty stars.
Stars? Yeah.
So I was always more into Connects.
Just get one of the 8 connector things and then stick loads of tubes out from that.
That's like, I can draw sheep and I can draw clouds.
Alright, don't take... I shouldn't have another drink. No, seriously, I'm a lightweight. I'm really bad.
Oh dear.
Making a cup of tea and calming down now.
Rich, have you got any, which one did you always play with?
Well, I've always played with Lego. I did have Connects, but I was more into my Lego. I
Lego
did
was
have
awesome.
both, but... Yeah.
Lego was... And all I could ever build was a house. So, you know.
A very multicoloured house. Did you see James May's attempt for a real... Well, no, not just attempt. A very successful attempt for a life-size Lego house.
Did you see, back on a Top Gear though, James May's Connects bicycle? It worked for a very short period of time before it melted.
Was that a Top Gear thing, or was that a James May's Fantastic
I think it was a
Toys
Top Gear
thing?
thing. I think it was a Top Gear thing.
I think on Top Gear they had the Bugatti in the Connects stuff, or Lego Technic, I can't remember.
In Coventry Transport Museum, there's a life-size Connects model of Bloodhound SC.
Yeah, Supersonic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
SSC. Supersonic car. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Anybody needs any tea? I've got plenty.
Plenty.
Plenty. I'm sorry.
Is it quality as well?
Anyway. Oh man, no, that gin. Sorry, I'm just spilling my tea everywhere. Just trying to walk carefully.
Whoa. Haunting. Are we all a Lego bunch then, I suppose, apart from me?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I know about Andrew and
Hang on. What was that? I played a lot with I don't know if it's Connects, but it had connectors and then straws that you put into the connectors. That wasn't Connects, was it?
No.
Do you know what that was?
Yeah, we had that in school in the 90s.
What was it?
It's a straw thing.
Yeah, but they had like Connects parts, like right angles and 365 circle or whatever, but and you could make stuff out of it, but with straws. And you had different lengths of straws, really long ones. Guys, help!
I don't
I
know.
remember that as well. The straws kind of fit on top of the connectors.
Yeah, it would fit on, it would click on almost, but they weren't just normal straws, it was...
It's literally called Straws and Connections.
No.
Literally
No!
is.
It had a name.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Strawsandconnections.com.
What? From the 90s?
Strawsandconnectors.com.
From the 90s?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right. It just... Because I had tons of it. Because Lego's expensive. That was quite cheap. And I had loads of it, and I would always make pretty things with it. Like headbands and shoes. I made myself a pair of shoes once. Like slippers. And they were fun. I put them over top of my actual slippers. And it would look like my slippers were in a cage. It was really fun. I was a crazy child, and I had a very interesting upbringing.
Just trying to work out how to get that. There we are. I was just trying to work out how to show the screen and you. So, yeah, it's called Straws and Connectors. And the website is strawsandconnectors.com.
I can't make it bigger. Auto rotate. Put that on.
Oh dear. Oh well.
Oh no, that doesn't look like it. I don't know. I'll tell you, those crosses, the ones with the 4 points, they were very hard to come by. Very hard to come by. I could, I had loads of the ones with 8 points on, but not very many of the 4 points, because they would made all the best right angles.
There you go. Remember making that sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I made lots of squares.
And you can tell it's an old website because it's still trying to use Flash, which got blocked many years ago.
Oh. Well, weird name though. I had lots of those.
Yeah, I think the schools had them maybe because they were cheaper, maybe because they gave a school discount. But
Maybe.
Hey,
Yeah, I went to school.
It's good for maths and right angles and...
That was the same time we had an Acorn Archimedes as the computer.
We had an Acorn computer. Oh my gosh! We had an Acorn computer. It was so bad. The graphics were so bad. It was brilliant.
Try living with Commodore 64s and Spectrums, then you got bad.
Ah, no, you're too old, Matt.
Anyway.
No, we had Acorns in I was in school in the late 90s. I went to secondary school in 99. So we were after the years of BBCB and C64, but yeah, very much in the Acorn era. Before Windows was very prevalent. I remember the headmistress had Windows 3.1 on her PC, but everyone else had to use the Acorn OS.
Oh no, really?
Maybe an Acorns as well, but I can't remember now.
I remember when I was head girl, I'd spend most of my lunch hour
from
playing Need
Acorn
for Speed.
to Windows 98.
Sorry?
We went straight from Acorn to Windows 98. I think we had 2 Windows 98 machines in the whole school.
Wow.
And everyone was allocated their own floppy disk.
Oh wow, really pushing the boat out there. So what happened when it came anywhere near, or what happened when your personal floppy disk came anywhere near a speaker?
Well, I don't know. I never tried
You were
that.
stuffed. We had, even when I got to college in 2004, 5 area, I think it was.
Yeah, it
we
would have been
still,
that.
we still had people coming in and asking the IT guys, why can't I get my whole day's, I don't know, homework that I've got to give in today, and I've been working for the last 2 weeks. How come I can't find it? How come it's not on this disk anymore? And to put it in some context, I went to college in Essex, and so as everyone knows about Essex, there's lots of people have cars with some very big speakers on the back parcel shelf. And so the first question was...
Chad.
I wasn't going to go there, but yes. And so the first question the IT guys would always ask is, did you put it on your back parcel shelf? And the answer would always be, well, yeah. Where else do I put it? And then the IT guys would always respond with, well, there's your problem then. You've put a magnetic disc on against a big ass magnet. And it's wiped it for you, so well done.
It's kind of similar to your friend James Grant, who is a cybernetics and computer specialist, and he put his modem inside a metal box.
Oh no, it wasn't a modem. It was
couldn't get...
Grant has now been taught the errors of his ways, but it was a Wi-Fi access point.
And he said, "Why is it not working?" And James asked me, "Why do you think it's not working?" And I, being the person who has no tech savvy, said, because he's put it in a metal box. It was very bad.
Oh dear. Oh well, and we have the same degree, so I'm not sure. Anyway, Lucky Charms or Frosties? I don't know why I said Frosties in the Irish accent, but Lucky Charms or Frosties?
Ooh, I've done... Oh no. 10,000 steps today!
Way!
There's a delay on the count, so it takes like half an hour to count what I've done so far.
I was going to say, was that only because you walked to the kitchen and back that it popped you over the top?
No, I go for an hour power walk.
I hope you are keeping a suitably safe distance away from everybody today.
Yes.
Of course. You're being very conscientious and responsible.
Sure.
Lucky Charms or Frosties? Personally, I would always, if I was given the option, and especially if I was given a nice big jug of gold top milk, I would go for Lucky Charms.
If I could afford today, I would go for Lucky Charms, but practicality-wise, price-wise...
For everyday use, Frosties is the thing. Because Lucky Charms were, in the 90s, sold as breakfast cereal. But as soon as people realised this has got more sugar in than the cereal, that soon stopped.
Yeah. They got banned over here for quite a while because the count of the E numbers was so high.
It's sugar. It's the main thing.
Hey, shush. EU laws changed. Then Prick Walk! You're interrupting me. I can't read your face because you haven't got one.
Knock knock.
That's what happens at my front door.
Answer the joke, Hannah. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting sheep. Meh.
You didn't interrupt me.
But there's a delay, alright? Doesn't work as well over video chat.
It doesn't work then, does it?
Oh dear. No, to be fair, all of my jokes are fairly rubbish. James,
Yeah.
Lucky Charms or Frosties?
Frosties with soy milk.
With soy milk.
Ugh!
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of soy. I tried it really hard one day, like thinking, okay, I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna like it because, you know, I'm slightly lactose intolerant, but whatever. But no, it's just tastes off. It's not nice. And then it's got like it's really heavy, like whole milk, which I don't have anyway. I have
Yeah.
red milk.
But it's not as sweet as ordinary milk.
No.
So I have it in hot chocolate as well.
Ooh. Oh, that might be quite nice because of the sugar content.
I've tried almond milk and oat milk. They're all right.
They're all right. I've tried coconut milk in a curry. That was nice.
That's different. I wouldn't have coconut milk on the Frosties, but you cook with coconut
Oh no,
milk.
I've tried coconut milk. I've tried coconut milk from the actual coconut, and it was very watery. It was very strange and very, very sweet, and I wasn't sure if I liked it at all. And in fact, I think I didn't. Yeah, because I never tried it since.
So, I think we're at a tie at the moment. Matt, Frosties or Lucky Charms?
I didn't even eat those when I was younger.
What did you eat?
Cornflakes.
Oh, fair play. Not
And also, bear in mind, 2001, I wouldn't have been able to eat both of those anyway,
yeah.
basically.
The lack
Diabetes.
of, yeah. They're not
Too
very
much sugar.
diabetic friendly, are they?
No.
No, I was 28 years old when I realised that cornflakes had enough iron in to stick to a magnet.
Yeah. Did you also know that...
How powerful does the magnet have to be?
Really?
Tesla.
It wasn't very strong, to be honest, and it stuck to it like a piece of sellotape. It was quite scary, and I was like, I'm putting loads of metal in my body, and then I got really kind of conspiracy theorist about it and thinking that everyone's trying to poison me, and then I realised that it's just a healthy, normal amount of iron.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very weird, and I thought, is that why they've got that strange metallic taste to them?
No, they don't. No, it's just that it's a very low amount of friction. When you put when you've got one little cornflake floating on what is essentially mostly water, there's very low friction there.
What do you mean, well?
Milk is mostly water.
Oh. I thought it was milk.
Milk is made of milk. That's like saying what's cake made out of? Cake.
Cake! It just happens.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how people are surviving, you know. I don't know where Oreos live or Doritos. I'm gonna have to hunt for myself now.
Oreo. Oreo.
You're weird, James.
Well, that was in Wreck-It Ralph. No?
Yes, it was.
That's
Anyway.
in Candyland. They live in the...
No one... No.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. It's a great film. I was so miffed when Netflix took it off of Netflix.
Yeah, it's a good film. Did they take it off? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Don't-
they ran out of license for it, I guess. I guess it's on Disney Plus now, though, so you can pay an extra 50 quid a year for that.
No, thanks.
Advantage of DVDs.
I've got loads of Disney
Indeed.
films.
Okay, so I think, well,
Xander and Richard still.
Richard.
Andrew! Ahoy!
Ahoy, ahoy. Haven't heard
Are you
from
there?
yet. Are you still there?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, he speaks.
Sorry, I'd only just gotten some food to eat, so
Oh, bless
I didn't want to
you.
Sorry.
have you sound to me eating on the mic.
That's alright. Lucky Charms or Frosties?
I'm speechless.
I'd pick Frosties more so on the default that I'd actually sort of knew of the band growing up. I actually only sort of heard of Lucky Charms once I sort of passed, sort of like gone into secondary.
Lucky charms have always been around, though.
Am I that
Forever.
old? Because, like I say, I remember them being on the normal cereal shelf.
I mean, I probably just didn't
Yeah.
see them, but
Now they're on the foreign food shelf
American sweetie shelf, yeah, along
Yeah.
with Twinkies.
with all the Reese's Pieces and the
Yeah.
other amazing things.
I guess Frosties have it then. Alright then, so PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation, of course.
PlayStation, even though I have an Xbox, because it is superior to Xbox. Apart from their fact that you can't backwards compatible with the new PlayStation, because that's just what? You have to buy all new games or buy them
That's-
online.
Only because the PS3 was a completely different hardware system
Mm.
on the new one.
I actually really liked the PS3. It was a really good console, but it just wasn't strong enough to be able to deal with games like Skyrim.
They actually never exploited the full power of that console
No, I don't think they did.
because they only used 3 of the cores in that of the eight cores on that console.
Yeah, but the thing is, whenever I played Skyrim, I'd always get to like a high level 40. One was the one that I remember the most. And it crashed and gave the red light. I was so upset. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go to Xbox 360. And I did. And I got a Slim. And I was like, oh, Fable. I've been wanting to play Fable since it came out. But you can't have all the consoles in the world because it's expensive. So I bought 360 for like 120 quid at the time. And it was like, oh, 5 gig. And you can attach it. Oh. Whereas now we get like a terabyte or 2. But yeah, now I've just got my Xbox One, which seems to be the backup console underneath my 360.
If
We do have a PlayStation 4, but I don't know. I can't afford all the games.
one of the annoying things about Xbox 360 was the damn thing. I had it from when it was first released, and I had two Red Ring of Death consoles.
Oh,
So
360.
that's the reason why
Yeah.
I've always been PlayStation a bit
Yeah.
more since.
I've got to say I have had 2 360s, but both of them were white Slims, and they do say that if you have the grey Slim or the normal 360, not the Slim, they unless you had those ones, they would always crash and give you the red lights. There was something very specific about the way it was built, I think, that couldn't cope. Whereas
Basically-
now, I've not had any problems with my One at all. It's been perfectly fine, as it should be, because it's just a computer now.
Yeah,
But,
well, the hardware was different on that. The
Yeah.
360 originals, the first gen, the premium, and the other one had dodgy plastic connectors which held the heat sinks to the main motherboard.
I don't
Because
know.
Microsoft were being cheapskates at that point.
Wow. What can I say about
And
Microsoft?
then I've got an Elite Xbox, so they learned after the Slim, the newer one.
Okay. Has anybody got an Xbox One at home?
I did have one, but got rid of it.
This Sunday I've been thinking about doing a game, multiplayer, because I've got a few now on Xbox. I've got Ark, I've got Warframe, I've got Shadow of Mordor, and I was wondering if anybody wanted to join me in one. And Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online as well. And I was wondering if people wanted to join me on Sunday, because obviously I can't go see my mom. I'm going to drop something off with her in the morning, but I can't see my mom for very long because of social isolation, and she's a high-risk person because she's got underlying health conditions. So, yeah. What say you, team?
haven't got a Xbox One X, I'm afraid.
Well, is PS4... can you cross-play?
Depends on the game.
Yeah, it depends on the game. There aren't many cross-platform games.
So what game? Because it might be on the Xbox. I don't mind buying it.
I don't know which ones are compatible these days.
Hang on, I'll post a link in the...
Okay. Because I think it would be a really nice idea for us to get together and play some games when we're feeling a bit like we need to do something.
People exactly did a video about that, about how the PC players are the PC master race.
To be fair, a decent PC, yes, they are superior. They're so much easier to use. However, when you don't have a gaming mouse and a gaming keyboard, you can do only so much. And you've only got a 360 or a PlayStation 4. You know. Like me, I've only got a 1. I can only do...
Oh, but you do have a decent PC as well, Hannah. But then she
I do, but I have no mouse. And I can't... Mate. I tried to use the trackpad to play Call of Duty 4, and I died successively in 2 minutes 10 times.
You can connect you can use your Xbox One controller with
That's
it.
what she insists on doing instead. She has this amazing gaming PC, gaming laptop, which I would normally say is a bit of an oxymoron, but she likes to be able to take it outside. And then she puts an Xbox controller into it. It's just a bit of a waste.
I do that with my PC.
It's not as accurate as a mouse and a
You need
keyboard,
one of these. You need a proper decent mouse.
I have a decent mouse as well.
I've given Hannah a mouse, that's the thing. And she just doesn't use it.
Oztech. It just hurts me blooming hand, that does, the mouse a lot of the time. That's the trouble. Needs to control.
James, are you a PC or an Xbox or a PlayStation sort of guy?
So I used to be a PlayStation man. I don't really game anymore though.
Cool.
Fair enough. So I guess we can count that as a vote for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
My first console was an Xbox, but that was only because I could play Midtown Madness on it. And it was the only platform where Midtown Madness was released. And Midtown Madness let you drive a bus. See, for years I've always wanted to be able to drive a bus. So that was the closest I could get to driving. It was a Route Master, actually, and you were able to drive it through London. And so for many years that was the closest I got to it. Until in 2018, I think it was. I actually was able to start driving Route Masters for a short time, at very least, professionally. So I got my bus and coach license, and then went down to the local volunteer heritage society and did a driving test with them, and they said that my driving was very good. Let's have a copy of the license. Sent them a copy of the license, and then didn't hear anything from them. And I was going to drive for them for free, and then realised that, oh wait, people are going to pay me for this as well if I wanted to. So then I started doing weddings and all that sort of stuff with Hannah here as my conductor. So that was wonderful. There were some jobs that were a bit stressful, mind. Some more than others, but some of the jobs were lovely. I think as far as I don't want to speak for you, Han, but as far as I'm aware, one of Hannah's overriding memories is hanging off the back of a Route Master, drinking champagne whilst driving over Tower Bridge. I mean, you can't get much more London than that. So it was a fun time. And anyway, that was quite a ramble away from Xboxes, wasn't it? Anyway, sorry. What about you, Rich? Xbox?
I had a motor on Xbox One. I used to own a PS2, but that was ages ago. That was why I did like that a lot, but I've not owned one since then. So.
Yeah. Well, of course, when we opened the Geek Zone, everyone will be able to access all of the things. So, so I think we're sort of split down the middle on that one, kind of, really. Cool. How about Tommy K or HP?
Brown sauce for me.
Hannah's a definite brown sauce person. I'm more red.
I prefer tomato sauce myself.
Also, we've got neck and neck at the moment. Rich?
I prefer tomato sauce.
Oh, and tomato sauce takes the lead. James, I think you need to have the decider.
Yeah, so tomato sauce for me as well.
Oh, and tomato sauce takes it. I mean, sometimes I will have a bacon sandwich with HP on, but not sort of 9 times out of 10 I will reach for the Tommy K. Have you seen the more recent HP sauce bottles? They're celebrating, I think it's 150 years of Big Ben, which is the bell inside the clock tower, not the actual clock tower. They're celebrating that by showing the scaffolding that is currently on the Elizabeth Tower. So that's a nice reflection of reality, because sometimes the brands don't always update their labels to reflect the real world, and HP actually have, which is jolly good.
Oh, I love brown sauce, I really do. It's the best thing in the world.
Well, that was a fairly clear-cut one. There was hardly any discussion on that. Everyone was very firmly in their camp. No red, no brown. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Okay, well, dogs or cats then? Well, as Hannah is showing our cat. Hannah's very much a cat person. Hannah's the person who is the I like cats. I like every kind of cat.
But I can't have every cat. But I can't have every cat. She's playing with her treat. She loves this new cat treat I got her. But, okay, so what was the question?
Cats or dogs?
You know, that's not fair, because I love dogs, but I don't have one because cats are way easier to look after. You know.
They're a bit more
I guess that's a
independent,
perk, though, isn't it? That's a perk. I could have 5 cats. Easy.
Could you have 5 dogs?
No, I could have 2.
What about a cat-sized dog or a dog-sized cat?
That's a Maine Coon, and yes, I would have several. A dog-sized cat. I mean, a cat-sized dog, like a Pomeranian.
Chihuahua.
I prefer big dogs. I would have to have a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler or a Doberman. You know, all the German ones because they're the best. No.
Horse-blowing technique.
I just like the breed because I like the breed because they're big dogs, and you know, German Shepherds have the most going wrong with them. Rottweilers are actually quite healthy throughout their lives. They don't live very long though because of cardiac arrest. Dobermans live a long time. I don't know, it's hard. Probably cats because they're easier and cheaper to look after. Yeah. And cuter in a way. I mean, look at this face. I mean, ooh, look at that face. She's just so cute.
Andrew, you got a preference?
Not that I can definitively stick to.
Fair enough. Have you ever had either?
A cat that we had when I was very young. But beyond that, not really.
See, I'd never had a cat before Hannah just brought home this one.
She's now showing you her butt. Sorry about that. I'll just censor it here. Censor.
Very trusting, apparently. Pet behaviour.
We got Amber when she was 5 from Cats Protection, who I now volunteer
Isn't
for.
she 4?
No, yeah, she was 4. Now she's 7. We've had her 3 years, and she's been absolutely lovely. She's got a bit of a nervous disposition, but she's so lovely.
She's very soft as well.
She likes her
Anyway.
bumps. Sorry, just talking about our cat.
We're going to be those annoying parents that can't stop talking about their children as well, aren't we? Matt, have you got any preference? Have you had cats or dogs in the past?
Completely allergic to cats and no dogs.
Never had a dog.
Most of the animals we've had have basically been rodent, bird or reptile.
Oh yes, you've got chinchillas, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, see, last year I had rats, but they did die, both of them, July and August. But I had them for about a year. Was it a year? Yeah, it was about a year. Before they popped their clogs, but they were lovely. Yeah, and I've had mice. I've had rabbits, guinea pigs, lots of rodents.
See, before you, Han, I've just had little brothers.
They're the worst.
And then I got you. You were more of a handful than the
Are
cat
you
is.
saying I'm an animal?
You're a very expensive pet.
Carefully.
Oh dear. James, have you had cats or dogs?
No. There's no way I could look after either of them. But when it comes to other people's pets, I prefer dogs.
Oh,
You can kind of take them to the park and play with.
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose there is that. Like, you would be... if you tried to play catch or fetch with a cat, it would just look at you as if to say, what the hell do you think you're on?
By taking it out for a walk, it would look a bit odd.
I've done that before. I've had several cats, one of whom I actually showed, and her name was Lexi, and she was a short-haired mackerel tabby, and I took her to a show because it was free. It's like a local thing, and I had to train her to walk on a harness and a lead. I am the crazy cat lady, and I'm not afraid to say it. So,
Did she
Is it
actually
difficult to
adhere?
train a cat?
say again.
Is it difficult to train a cat?
Sorry.
Is it difficult?
Is it difficult to train
No,
a cat?
she was about 5 months old, and I put the harness on her without the lead, and I would feed her in it. I'd only put it on her at feeding times, and I'd give her treats while she was in it, and then she just got used to it. It took about a week or 2. However, when you put it on an older cat, like a 5-year-old cat or a 7-year-old cat like Amber, it's very hard for them to get used to it. I wouldn't try it with Amber because she's so nervy. I wouldn't want to freak her out and make her feel trapped. But Lexi was she had a lovely temperament, which is why I showed her as a Moggy. She didn't win anything because I only did it once, but yeah. They said she's got lovely fur and it's very soft and the markings are just right. But she's very, very small because she was quite small for her age, and I couldn't get her spayed until she was 8 months old. So that was fun. She came into heat when she was 6 months.
Not the best of the breed then, unfortunately.
Oh no, every 2 weeks, man. Every 2 weeks. Seriously. Because she was so small, they couldn't put her under a general anaesthetic.
Oh. Anyone else? Has anyone else had cats or dogs?
I got a cat and a dog at my house.
Oh, have I not? You live next door to me. How have I not seen said cat, said dog? I need to see this dog.
Well, to be fair, he lives over the road and far away where the Teletubbies come to play.
No, it's not. It's 2 minutes away.
Well, it is over the road.
Well, I can't come over now because, I might have COVID-19. So another time, Richard, another time.
Yeah.
Oh, and FYI, guys, I highly recommend the Passion Star Martini cocktail from M&S. Very nice. The alcohol content's quite high.
I'm making good use of my box of Old Rosie right now.
No joke, he's had it for 3 years.
Not 3 years.
Okay. So, 6 months into getting this flat together, James bought a box of Rosie. Only, it wasn't Rosie, it came through as a different cider, which he complained, got a refund on from, and they sent him another one. The second one they sent through, again, was the same box of non-Rosie, and they gave him a refund, and he kept it. And then they sent him another one, which was a box of Rosie, but it was damaged and the spout was sticking out, which of course is a health and safety hazard. And then they sent him another one after a refund, which was fine. And then he demanded for some wine, which we still have.
No, we didn't get. No, we did get through that. It was mead they gave us for free.
Oh yeah, and then he bought another one from a smaller one, like 5 litres or something, 10 quid.
Got through that.
But you're still on the one that had the dodgy spout.
Yeah, because I sterilised it and now it's fine. But it was beaten to hell and back, so...
Yeah, the spout was sticking out, the box was falling apart, it would look really bad, it looked like, a package.
Let's try not to say specific names, shall we?
Well, they bring it on themselves.
So, I think we're kind of split down the middle on cats or dogs. Rich has put in a vote for both, I think.
I put both in cats. Solidly cats. I like cats. I like every kind of cat.
Dogs. As long as they're other people's dogs and I don't have to look after them.
Like grandparents. Children are nice as long as I can give them back at the end of the day. Okay, well that's fair. How about Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's?
Haagen-Dazs. It's just something gloriously rich and creamy about it, and it just, when you get your spoon, it just rolls up into a perfect little curl, whereas Ben & Jerry's is like, ugh, getting through all the chocolate
No,
caramel.
that's the best bit. Having all the chunkiness is great. Like, I'm very much more of a Ben & Jerry sort of chap, I think.
No. Haagen-Dazs, rich, creamy, no matter what flavour you have, even with chocolate chunks in, and it's the best. Honestly, Haagen-Dazs after a breakup is amazing.
See, I think Ben & Jerry's after a breakup. That's what I got.
You've not had a proper breakup then.
Why not Ben & Jerry's? Ben & Jerry's is my go-to.
Chunky. That's not very... I do think Haagen-Dazs ice cream is better quality. And they don't mess on packing in chocolate chips and caramel flakes and stuff. They give you the full ice cream package. They don't pack it out with other
Well, on a related note, Matt was telling me about diabetic ice cream recently.
Yeah.
Should we have added that into the mix, Matt?
Yeah?
Yeah, you would have, because those still don't really eat anyway.
And these are very high sugar content, I suppose.
I've had Ben & Jerry's before in the milkshakes at Showcase, but that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm slightly allergic to alcohol, so this is really kind of bunging me up.
Thanks for that information, Han. Andrew? Any preference?
Frozen yogurt.
So, neither?
Neither. Okay. I gotta say, there's a cafe restaurant in London called Snog. And it is actually really nice. It's just different types of frozen yogurt, and it is really nice.
I mean, don't
But
get
I
me wrong,
prefer ice cream.
they're nice, but given the price, if it was specifically ice cream, I'd just be getting the basic tubs and.
Oh yeah, like whole vanilla, big
Yeah.
squares, Tesco's. Okay, that's interesting. I guess Haagen-Dazs is quite over. Well, I don't know. It used to be very expensive, but now it seems to be quite cheap. I don't know, like £6 for a big tub. I don't know.
See, when I was growing up, when I was young, my parents would only ever get the value stuff, whatever was cheapest. So we just got the yellow ice cream.
Oh, that's why you like Ben and Jerry's.
Excuse me, madam.
Poor man's ice cream.
It's not. It's great stuff.
No, my mother never let me have any sugar from the age of about 4. She never let me have sugar until I was about 14, 15. So as soon as I had started having sugar again, that went to the pot, you know. But yeah. So I didn't have ice cream when I was a kid.
My mum never let me have sugar or nuts until I was 1, and to this day I'm not a big fan of nuts, and she still says that she feels quite bad about that. But I try to remind her. I try to remind her that her logic.
Not liking nuts.
Well, I try to remind her that it wasn't the early influence that she thinks, because I'm quite a big fan of sugar, and if it was the early influence,
the other way around, that'd be better.
if it was her early influence, it would have meant that I would have not liked nuts or sugar. But I have the.
You've got to love some honey roasted nuts. Oh yeah, I love. Marks and Spencer's do really nice honey roasted nuts.
See, I'm not a big fan of them. I do like pistachios, mind. They're alright. But
Peanut butter best.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No. So maybe that's one that we should have had in here, is peanut butter or Marmite.
Ugh. Peanut butter, definitely. Marmite, I can't stand. Then again, my mother showed me a recipe when I was a kid that she used to have in boarding school of a teaspoon of butter with loads of spaghetti, like a serving of spaghetti, and then a tablespoon of Marmite or bovril. And actually it's really nice because the Marmite is buttery and the spaghetti is it dilutes the Marmite, and for someone who hates Marmite with a passion, I actually really like Marmite spaghetti, and I tried it as a kid and I loved it, but I can't stand the taste of Marmite full on, like non-diluted, but with a bit of butter and a bit of spaghetti, it's lovely. And that was meant to be quite cheap back in like 1960, 1970 when my mum was in boarding school, so they had that meal quite a lot from what I gather.
Well, it gives it a meatiness, I suppose, because...
Yeah, but then you've got your pasta, your carbohydrates, you've got a bit of dairy because of the butter, and then you've got the meaty taste because of the bovril or Marmite. But I've got to say, guys, get a serving of... I would get 2 servings of spaghetti or pasta, or probably spaghetti because there's more of it, and then get a tablespoon of Marmite, teaspoon of butter, mix it together, and just... good. Really good.
I never used to like either peanut butter or Marmite. They used to both be equally, just put it both in the bin. These days, though, if you gave me a peanut butter sandwich, I would eat it under duress. It's not the worst thing ever, but I wouldn't choose it.
Hey! No, I won't let you pull this one. No. I had peanut butter in the house, and James tried some on toast, and you liked it.
I didn't dislike it. I wouldn't go so far as
You
to say I
said,
liked it.
That's actually quite nice. Those were your words.
I'm not
That's
sure.
actually quite nice. that means you like it, which means now you're refusing to admit your feelings for peanut butter.
However, Marmite I do like quite a lot. I will have Marmite, it's particularly nice on a grilled cheese sandwich. That's good. That's very good. Squeezy Marmite on some melted cheese on toast.
How about, okay, Marmite versus condensed milk?
See, that's apples and oranges. You can't really compare those two. Because
Yes, you can.
if you said, do you want this very bitter thing or do you want this incredibly sweet thing?
Really
Everyone's going to say, lots of sugar, please. Apart from that.
Oh, that's what my mum did. She had like a tube of condensed milk and she'd put it in the fridge and I didn't know what the this was. And for years I'd look at it and go, what's that? And then I tried it and I got like a pea-sized amount on my finger. And I went, and my world was opened up to me and I just went poured into my mouth when I was like, I think I was like 14 or something. But yeah,
well,
condensed milk is amazing. And then there was that one time that I bought a whole like 300 milliliter tin full of condensed milk and then ate it in one night. Totally.
Go on, James.
Happened.
I've heard of condensed milk as an ingredient when you're baking. I haven't heard of it on its own.
It is very good. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
It's basically liquid sugar. It's amazing. You should try it. Just dark side.
So, if you're having Marmite with cheese on toast, how about mustard with cheese on toast?
Oh!
That's a good point. Oh,
Mustard!
just adding...
Bleh. Bleh.
I
That
think
was
it's
used...
whole grain mustard.
Oh man, the powdered mustard Coleman's was used as a punishment for me as a kid. My mum would go, put her finger in the powdered mustard, and every time I stuck out my tongue or was rude to her, she'd go, stick out your tongue, and she'd go, and put it on my tongue, and I couldn't wash it off for 5 minutes. No, it was
that's
horrible.
quite mean, I think.
It is mean, but it taught me not to stick my tongue out.
Well, there's better ways to do that.
Well, yeah, like time out.
Yeah.
But that's a trick that she learned from her grandpa and her dad. So that's actually a pre-war thing, apparently. Pre-war punishment that was continued into a millennium. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think we need to be doing that anymore, though, do we? So, but no, mustard on cheese on toast does sound very nice. I've not tried that. I shall have to give it a go.
Is it like Worcestershire sauce on grated cheese on toast?
No, that's not mustard.
No, but is it on the same calibre? Okay, because that's really nice, Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, it's savoury.
Yeah, that's nice. With a bit of grated cheddar. Yeah. But I'm not a fan of mustard. I wish I was. I like French mustard because it's quite vinegary. But I can't stand English mustard. It's just, brings back all those punishments of me sticking my tongue out. Yeah.
Rich,
anyway.
Peanut butter or Marmite?
I don't know. I like both, but I probably eat peanut butter a little bit more at the moment. So
Choice, Rich.
I lean towards that at the moment.
Okay. I can understand that, if not agree.
It works really well with chocolate spreads, particularly. You can have it's almost like chocolate spread with a nut. It really works. Peanut butter.
See, that's the interesting thing, is that I do actually quite like Nutella, but I don't like peanut butter.
And it's interesting that you like Nutella when you don't like hazelnuts. And Nutella has hazelnut in it.
Yeah, but it's overridden by the chocolate.
Oh, chocolate hazelnut is so good. And I think... Yeah.
Andrew, what's your thoughts on the matter?
I'll happily eat both, but I've always had a preferred Marmite.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Hang on, is it prefer or love Marmite? Because that you can't have, oh, I like it, it's okay. You gotta love it or you hate it.
Does having it on sandwiches every day at school count?
Yes, that counts, definitely. Yes. So you love it. See, I was the person that had peanut butter on their sandwiches every day. And then got bullied for it because I smelled like peanuts.
Oh. I think I've only started liking Marmite since I've started liking beer as well, and there's something similar between the two.
Yeah. Isn't Marmite a byproduct from brewing beer?
I think,
it?
yeah, I think so,
Ooh.
something like that.
Is it all the
Well, it's
remnants
yeast
of beer?
extract.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right, as Andy said.
that sounds a bit dodgy.
So I think this is maybe another one we're sort of split on. We maybe leaning more
Marmite,
towards
anyway.
Marmite. Oh,
Yeah,
Marmite crew as well.
no!
Oh, well then it's a Marmite crew then.
Sorry, I'm just throwing my toys out the pram right now.
Thing is, peanut butter is an irritant to asthmatics, so...
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Well, it's asthma. It irritates asthmatics. That's the reason why I couldn't eat. When we went down to Five Guys in Reading, I couldn't eat the burgers and things because it was cooked in
It's
peanut
all
oil.
peanut oil, right.
Oh,
I
Five
didn't
Guys
know
is
that.
overpriced
Learn
anyway.
something new that every day. Coventry has a Two Guys, so we should go to that.
We should totally do that. Let's go to Two Guys because it's on Spon Street, or just off the road onto
It's
Spon
this
Street.
one end, yeah. Not now though. Not now.
I'll see
because-
in about 12 months
Let's go
probably.
now.
Yeah,
12 months probably.
let's go next year.
Oh, you got your Budweiser.
So Mario or Sonic?
Mario. I spent so many hours completing on the Game Boy original. I spent so many hours completing those levels, and I did it. I completed it. I did it. I can't believe I did it. But I did it. I stole my brother's Game Boy to do it, and his games. Yeah. And then my mum bought me my own Game Boy Color when it came out. Because apparently girls have got to have pink.
Did you have a Game Girl?
No. That was a Talk Boy and a Talk Girl.
No, there was
Totally
a
different.
Game Girl as well. I'm sure there was.
No, well, maybe a bit later, but no, I had the Game Boy Color and it was pink. That's what they did. They did the pink and the purple, blue, yellow and green and red Game Boy colours. And I had the pink one, the hot pink one with the rocker shocker attached to it, which vibrated.
There you go, Nintendo Game Girl.
Where's this? Hang on. No, this is much later. I had mine, like, in 1996.
Dot Matrix with stereo sound.
Whoa! That's posh!
All 640 lines of it.
All Mopons.
Or is it not even that? It's
What
probably,
was it, 640?
was it 480 or something like that? Am I thinking? Oh, hang on.
It was a really odd size, but it was like 300.
What, the original or the colour?
The Game Boy screen resolution was 160 by 144 pixels. I am way off on that one. Wow, you forget how rubbish things were. Hannah gave me a Game Boy relatively recently, and I'd forgotten that it didn't even have a backlight.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I remember
Sonic.
watching the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons as a kid, with the whole "I'm waiting." So I don't know. I never really had games as a child. I had a sheltered childhood, deprived of these pop culture references.
Sonic
Yeah.
for me, as I had a Game Gear.
I was only allowed to have Age of Empires in the early noughties because it was educational. So I never got access to Mario or Sonic. But I suppose I played Sonic more than I played Mario eventually.
You know, when I had my Game Boy Color, my mum only bought me 2 games for it, and she bought me The Grinch at Christmas and Beauty and the Beast at Christmas. Because apparently they're girl friendly. But then I just stole all my my sister's things. But actually, if I get it out now, oh my gosh, I'm just looking at it right now. My beautiful Game Boy. And it had the rocker shocker on it. Look at that!
I had a Game Boy Pocket in the early noughties and got it in the October for my birthday and then got majorly miffed because in the November the Game Boy Color came out. And I was well miffed at that because this was before the internet was a big thing and before you could really sort of Google for the release dates.
Just think how small this thing was without the rocker shocker on, though. I couldn't hold it properly without the rocker shocker on, and with it, it feels comfortable, which is beside the point on a pocket-sized Game Boy.
So on my Game Boy, I had the screen magnifying glass and front light. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Yeah, this thing. Anyone seen these before?
Yeah, I saw that, and he got the...
Oh, the SPs.
I had the Game Boy Pocket and a Light Boy. Blimey, I must have had an unofficial one, but it was a magnifying glass so that you could see the screen. Talk about a bodge. And it also had lights facing the screen down the sides so that you could actually see the screen once it got remotely dark. There you go, ready to play all night. Look at that.
That's awesome.
It's about
Then again, on the Game Boy Color, you already had a light on the Game Boy Color.
GBA, man!
What does that mean?
Game Boy Advance.
That's the Game Boy Advance SP.
I've got the SP. And it still works even now.
My brother had the tribal tattoo silver version of the GBA.
Oh yeah.
Because that was cool, man.
So cool. So cool.
Who remembers this? Game Boy camera, Game Boy printer that took 5,000 AA batteries.
I had that camera and I would take weird pictures of myself and then you could play mini games on the actual cartridge.
Yeah, and you could use your face as the avatar for the game character.
It's so cool. I stole it off my brother because Mum wouldn't buy me this stuff. He got all the cool stuff. I just got Barbies and don't want Barbies.
There you go. That's a picture of my GBA and my Game Boy Pocket. It's got loads. Yeah, I went for the... Oh, I really hate it when Google doesn't load the picture. Yeah, I purposely went for the Game Boy Pocket that had the transparent case because I really loved being able to see the PCB on the inside.
That is pretty cool.
Trouble is, I didn't read the manual where it said don't put a battery pack into it. And so I got a battery pack and put the battery pack into it and I must have fried some of the capacitors or something like that. It didn't work after that. Shame, really.
My Game Boy Color still works.
Because you must have read the manual and not put the wrong game battery pack into it.
Battery pack was rechargeable because that was the thing at the time. I don't have the cable to recharge it though, so I have to put 4 AA batteries in.
What the hell is that? Game Genie for the Game Boy. Wow.
Looks like a SNES cartridge.
Yeah. Oh well, that's kind of the thought is that you plug the game. The Game Genie I've seen for the NES because we've got a member who has one, but I've never seen it for the Game Boy. So I guess you plug it in and it makes contact with the Game Boy, and then you plug the Game Boy cartridge into the Game Genie. It's a very cheaty thing. In short, it lets you do all of the cheats.
All the cheats.
Oh, that's sad. Broken screens. Yeah.
Anyway.
One of the worst accessories I can see in some of the pictures is the Handy Boy.
What's that? That
Where's
sounds
that?
really dodgy.
It's in the middle of the screen, roughly.
That one.
Yeah.
Handy one. What the hell is that?
That looks a mess.
It
That
attaches
Matt, that
a
is a
joystick
fantastic way to describe it.
Has it got speakers?
It connects to an audio jack on the bottom to then use the 2 speakers on the side. It's got a magnifying screen on top, and then you've got like this overlay for the buttons and the joypad.
Analog stick. Analog fucking C buttoning. Okay, that's different.
Overkill right there. Whoa! What the?
And I love the way that that they totally leaned into this as a good product. The magnifying glass is a good product. They're not also then thinking, we need a magnifying glass because our screen is so crap.
No, they just had a bit of plastic left over and had to use some with the casing.
My grandpa had a magnifying glass on his rear windscreen because he couldn't see well enough.
So did mine.
Yeah, the Game Gear had a mini CRT colour screen in it.
Wow. How far we've come, eh? I think, why are the buttons... these are
You got an
just
analog
extensions
stick
to
in
the
it.
buttons.
Dunno.
Maybe for like button bashing game type things.
Oh, yeah, for
Tetris.
people who like Tekken.
So, well, equivalent to Tekken or perhaps.
You fool!
Probably for driving games if there was any, but I can't remember what was on the Nintendo
Well,
machine.
Although you're still using the D-pad underneath, so any sort of analog benefit is just not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it does kind of look like you need a forklift just to carry this thing around with you.
I think they just had a few spare buttons and stuff.
I'll tell you what, I had in the early noughties, I had one of these. There you go.
Laptop.
A mini PDA type thing.
Yeah, when it
Is
was
that
called a
Windows?
PDA, that
Yeah.
runs Windows Mobile.
That thing.
Yeah, it's like Windows. It's like, you remember
But on
early
mobile.
versions of Windows, but smaller.
Yeah, there was-
with absolutely no thought. It was in the sort of, the date's actually correct. It had zero thought for how a mobile device should work. So it came with a stylus, and you had to use the normal desktop start button. I could hold the princely sum of a whole MP3, and then it would be full. I could play solitaire on it.
Oh, I love solitaire.
Yeah, that was it. It had Paint. It had my calendar. What is it? So yeah, you got your tasks button there. You got your calendar button there. Contacts button there. Home button takes you to the screen. No phone. So that's why it was called a PDA. A portable digital assistant. I paid £300 for this.
What?
Probably connect it to your phone.
Yeah, they're
by-
very expensive.
It could do IR. I don't think it had Wi-Fi.
Oh wow. You know.
But it could do infrared transfers. So if you had another person who was equally sort of business yuppie sort of person who had a device that had an infrared transceiver on it, you could get their business card from them over infrared. That was
Okay.
really all you could do. It also had a dock. So it had a weird sort of proprietary HP connector that you could dock it into to do data transfer and charge it. But yeah, that was it really. They did say that you should never touch the screen because the screen was sensitive to the oils in your hands. If you dropped it, that could wipe the memory. If you let it run out of battery, that could wipe the memory.
So doing anything with that.
So yeah, basically just never take it out of its dock. It will be fine.
That's crazy.
I have still got it somewhere. It is going to go into the Geek.Zone museum at some point. But it was great, and it had a cover, a flip-down cover to protect the screen when you weren't using it. And it weighed about half a ton. So me being a year 8 going around school with this massive thing, brick thing in my pocket. Yeah, it's great. There you go, there's one in real life. It came with a very sleek stylus that went into the lid. Yeah. Oh, there you go, there's one in the dock. There's one with the lid. There's one with the lid down. Yeah. 2002 or 2001 technology.
Who paid for this for you?
I did. I paid. I saved up. Yeah.
Was it worth it?
At the time, yeah. I felt like ultra nerd. I was king of the nerds.
Oh, you little geek, you.
Some things just don't change. I also had a Palm Pilot. So who remembers those?
No.
Yeah.
I had one of these.
Okay, it's different for a girl than a guy being brought up in the 80s and 90s and noughties because, like, I was encouraged to play with Barbies and dress up as Pocahontas and you know, it's very different for me. I can't engage with any of this
I had, I actually got told off because of this, because this had games on it. And I got told off for playing games during class.
Whoa, you naughty boy.
Yeah. So
What the hell?
I got yeah, exactly. So now I got pulled into the head of year's office, and she said, "Can you get rid of the games, please, James?" So I had to show her that I had deleted the games in front of her. So yeah.
So she made you delete your games.
Yeah.
Different time, man. Different time.
Who remembers the this is the one I had, the O2XDA. Did anyone have one of these? Again, another Windows mobile device before smartphones were really, well, before the term smartphone was a thing.
Can't remember what year that one is, but I remember having one of the, what was it, HTC ones.
I think this was made by HTC, but it was before HTC was a big enough brand in their own right to sell their own stuff. So it had a physical keyboard, as you can see, so it slid out so you could get the keyboard. For a long time I was a big proponent of physical keyboards, until I realised they are a bit crap. and again, I'm on Windows Mobile, but I could phone this time, so I could actually call people using this. But again, this was in the days when data was like £10 per meg, so I would usually keep data turned off. These days, obviously, I get unlimited data, so I don't care how much I use now. So I remember thinking when I was in secondary school, I remember looking at what are they called, PCMCIA modem, these things.
Oh, PCM, yeah, modem.
Who remembers PCMCIA? These credit card styles.
I had an Ethernet adapter like that for a laptop without built-in Ethernet.
One of these.
Yeah,
Something
with
like
a
that.
little dongle.
Yeah, so that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Except the connector is really delicate.
Oh, these horrible things. Who can remember what PCMCIA stands for? Of course, I can remember what it stands for because I'm in IT, but still. The comic version is people can't memorize computer industry acronyms. But the correct one is Personal Computer Memory Card Internal Association. There you go. That if that doesn't prove I'm a massive nerd, nothing will. But no, I remember seeing that you could get wireless broadband. Oh no, not I say broadband. Wireless internet PCMCIA cards. And this was in 2003 area. And you would pay something like 70 to £100. Oops, 70 to £100 a month, so that you could get wireless internet through a PCMCIA card on your massive laptop like this one. And I was thinking, one day, I will be able to afford to get wireless internet. And of course, these days, I pay 20 quid a month and get unlimited internet on my phone, and we can stream Netflix and all of the things. So, yeah, it's just external sound cards. Remember that being a thing as well. Blimey. How times have changed. I had in my first computer, I had a 2 gigabyte hard drive, and it was the size of a brick, almost literally. These days, a 128 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card, is as big as your thumbnail. Cry. Blimey, how times have changed, eh? Custard creams or bourbons?
Custard creams.
Bourbons for me.
Only because you can dunk a bourbon in tea or coffee if you want to.
And you can't do that with a custard cream?
No,
No, you can't. Bourbon all day.
See, I must differ. I'd say custard cream, because I like to take the biscuit off and then scrape the custard cream itself off, eat the custard cream separately, and then eat the second bit of biscuit. I like to discombobulate it. I kind of do the same thing with Oreos and bourbons anyway, but I'd always, given a pack of bourbons or a packet of custard creams, I'll always pick up the custard creams. Plus they're like 49p for 100, so you get more for what you pay for. But I guess I'm overruled on that. Rich, Andrew, do you have any thoughts?
Oh, he said custard cream.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Richard? Have we lost a Richard?
He's gone mute.
Oh dear.
Okay, do we have any thoughts on... Well, I've never been skydiving, so for me I'd have to go sofa. But if I was given the opportunity, skydive or sofa,
Sofa.
if I was given the opportunity to go skydiving, I'd definitely go skydiving.
No, I value my life, so I would never go.
There's an interesting piece of mathematical research that says that as you get older, you should do these things because the chances of you dying are getting stronger every year anyway. So you might as well do these high risk
Well, that's comforting,
activities.
isn't it? Yeah, thank you. Statistics.
Yeah. So the risk of you doing a skydive in your 70s is kind of low because the general risk of you popping your clogs anyway is kind of high. So that's the maths. I'm not saying my personal opinion on the matter, but that's just the maths. So
Well, I have a terrible fear of heights, so I don't think I could do that anyway. So far away, and I value my life far too much to.
but skydiving, you're only up high for a very short time. You come down quite quickly.
Yeah, great. And you know when you're going to die, because you can see the ground coming beneath you, and yeah, that's great. I wouldn't want to do it personally.
There's
So many people have died skydiving.
There's a song in the Scouts, as a former Scout. Matt, you were a Scout, weren't you?
Yeah.
There's a song in the Scouts, I'm sure Matt will know, that goes, they scooped him off the pavement like a lump of strawberry jam. They scooped him off the pavement.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
See, I just know John Brown's body lies a moulding in the grave.
Yeah, it's a take on that.
Why John Brown, and why is he moulding in the grave? Like, what happened?
I
What did
don't
he
know.
deserve?
I don't know, but the Scout version is jumping out an aeroplane without a parachute. He jumping out an aeroplane without a parachute. He jumping out an aeroplane without a parachute, and he ain't gonna jump no more. Well, they scooped him off of the tarmac like a lump of strawberry jam. It's not a very nice song, but this is what Scouts do. This is what teenage boys do, I suppose. But yeah.
Well, I went on camp once, and we had lots of different songs, and one of the songs was we had different takes on. So basically, we'd have little journeys to whichever activity we were doing, and it would start off going honk honk, round and round and round, crash beep beep, honk honk, round and round and round, crash beep beep, honk honk, round and round and round, crash beep beep, honk honk, whoosh, crash beep beep, and then you'd sing something like Superman flying through the air in his kinky underwear, looking for his Lois Lane. Is it a bird or is it a plane? Or Jaws was swimming in the sea, caught a diver for his tea, chopped him up into little chunks, and spat out his swimming trunk. Things like that, you know.
Oh dear, the folly of youth, eh? Shall we start the pub quiz? Who would like to do the virtual pub quiz? With a free prize at the end. Free copy of Witcher today. Free to enter. So let's begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over there like that a little bit, because otherwise it will show the answers. I'm going to do that and move it over like that. Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Okay, super. So, virtual pub quiz. The prize today is a copy of The Witcher. This is the original Witcher that inspired the recent Netflix series. And of course, if you enjoy the pub quiz and you enjoy The Witcher, then please do toss a coin to your Geek Zone, O Valley of Plenty. Yeah, Geek Zone might not be able to meet up physically right now, but we're still doing everything we can to meet up virtually. So, and of course, the game is going to cost Geek Zone some money. So, if you enjoy your time today and enjoy the game, and of course, everyone watching at home, if you enjoy what Geek Zone has been doing, then please do donate at geek.zone/donate. So let's begin. Question 1. How many golf balls can fit in a school bus? So
How many golf balls?
what I'm going to need you to do is write down your answers. The answers to the questions are at the end. These questions are purposefully difficult to Google, because I know full well you're sitting in front of a Google device, a Google accessible device. So these are questions you've got to use your logic for. So they're questions that are difficult to just type into Google and find the answer for. So, but you can use Word or something like that. You can use your favourite word processing package to note down your answers. And then we'll trot up the scores at the end. So question 1 is, how many golf balls can fit in a school bus? This is your average school bus.
Hang on. Can I clarify something here? Are we talking about a 7-seater minibus in England, or a typical yellow school bus in America?
This particular question is from the US, so I will give you yellow school bus in America.
What are the dimensions?
The question is as stated.
So we got to Google the dimensions of a yellow school minibus then.
Well, you are discouraged from Googling, and it is difficult to Google in the first place. But
Okay.
We'll go for the person who we'll answer. We will count it as correct. All right, we'll count it as correct if you are within 1,000 of the given answer.
So 1,000.
No, plus or minus 1,000. If the answer you give is plus or minus 1,000 of the answer that is in my answers deck, then
Okay, so
you
it gives
can
us
count
a
that
ballpark
correct.
to work on. Thanks, James.
Yeah, you're welcome. Question number 2. How much should you charge to wash all the windows in Coventry?
What questions are these?
Note down your answer. Shout when you're done, and we can move on to the next one. Everyone done with question 2?
Sure.
You noting it down, Hannah? You can win Witcher as well, you know.
Yeah.
Question number 3. In a country where people only want boys, every family continues to have children until they have a boy. If they have a girl, they have another child. If they have a boy, they stop. What is the proportion of boys to girls in the country?
A percentage or?
Well, it'll be a ratio.
Okay.
Everyone got that? 10 questions in all. Again, they're quite difficult to Google, hopefully. So get your answers and win a copy of The Witcher. So, question number 4. How many piano tuners are there in the entire world? Question number 4. How many piano tuners are there in the entire world? Okay, everyone got that? Fab. Moving on. Question number 5. Why are manhole covers round?
What?
Why are manhole covers round? Keep your answers to yourself. We'll tot up at the end.
Because we couldn't think of a shape.
Fab. Alright then, question number 6. How many times a day do a clock's hands overlap? How many
24 hours is that?
How many times in a whole day do a clock's hands overlap?
Is that with or without a second hand?
The hour and the minute hands.
Oh, okay. That's a good question, Andy. Didn't even think about that.
Okay, everyone got that? Question number 7. Explain the significance of dead beef. Explain the significance of dead beef. Okay. Question number 8. A man pushed his car to a hotel and lost his fortune. What happened? Question 8. A man pushed his car... You right there, Matt?
Yeah.
You've fallen over.
It's just me on my phone now.
A man pushed his car to a hotel and lost his fortune. What happened? Okay, question number 9. You're the captain of a pirate ship and your crew gets to vote on how the gold is divvied up. If fewer than half of the pirates agree with you, you die. How do you recommend apportioning the gold in such a way that you get a good share of the booty but still survive?
Say that again.
You're the captain of a pirate ship. Yarr. And your crew gets to vote on how the gold gets divvied up. If fewer than half of the pirates agree with you, you die. How do you recommend apportioning the gold in such a way that you get a good share of the booty but still survive?
How many pirates are on the ship in total?
The question is as it stated.
I have heard this question before.
Don't give away your answer then. If you've heard the question before, then you should have an unfair advantage. And question number 10. Which song inspired the MP3 format? Or helped to inspire the MP3 format?
MP3? What's that?
As
It's
in
music file.
the music file, yeah.
Okay.
So So is everyone happy with the questions? Would you like me to go through any of the questions again? Or go through all of the questions again?
I think I'm as happy as I will be.
Good answer. Anyone else got any questions you want me to go over again? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, let's go into the answers then. Obviously, we're going to need some level of honesty from everyone. Don't just say you've got 10 out of 10. So, question 1. The answer is about 500,000. Who got 500,000?
I got 2,000.
I got 1 million.
That's probably closest.
See,
Andrew?
I've got no scale of American school buses. I put 30 million.
30 million? That's a huge bus.
Well, I put 2,000, so apparently I think they're tiny.
Richard, what did you get?
40,000.
40,000. Matt?
I was miles off. 4 million.
We've all got very big buses. So no points there then. Question number 2. About £10 a window.
I passed on that one.
Richard, what did you put?
Oh, I didn't do it per window, I just put the total cost.
What is that divided by other windows?
I don't know the number of windows, so I just put a random figure. Okay. So, big one.
See, these are all about sort of lateral thinking, because you need to not be able... I was trying to avoid being able to Google for it, so... James, what did you put?
I put £500,000 for all the windows. I reckon 100,000 houses, and I'll charge £5 a house.
£5?
Yeah.
It's probably a bit cheap.
You are quite cheap. For £5 a house, you can come and do my house, mate. I live in Buckingham Palace. Oh dear. Andrew, what did you put?
I had 50 million total, but I was sort of trying to do maths quick, and I think I've sort of messed up the number somewhere.
Yeah, so about £10 a window is the going rate, so no points there again.
Oh, that sucks.
Headaches.
Answer 3. In a country where everyone prefers boys, the ratio would still end up being 50-50.
No! I put 80 girls, 20 boys.
I put 8 boys to 1 girl.
8 boys to 1 girl?
No, E. Being the natural logarithm.
E? Oh, that's an interesting answer.
Ooh.
Interesting,
You went
but wrong.
creativity.
No, it does end up at 50-50. What did you do, Matt?
I had 65 to 35, but...
Oh, sounds like Matt is the closest.
Yeah, Matt.
It's good, but it's not right.
You can't get it bang on. No one's going to get it right bang on.
These all have actual correct answers here. Andrew, what did you put?
I put 2 to 1 ratio.
2 to 1.
That is 50-50.
No, it's not.
No,
Yes,
it's not. It's 2
boys for every 1 boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 boys for every 1 girl.
Or 1 girl for every 2 boys. Yeah, that's 50-50 surely.
No, it's not, because
50-50 50-50 would be a straight split.
Every
One
other
girl to one
child
boy.
is a girl. Yeah.
No, Hannah. 50
Mhm.
seconds, 1-1.
I don't know.
Rich, what did you put?
5-1.
5-1. So more along the lines of Andrew, but also still not correct. So yeah, Quizmaster is winning so far. Hey, answer number 4. The number of piano tuners is however many is needed.
Oh, God.
This quiz is shit, man. No way. Raging right now. Raging.
James, what did you put?
2000.
Globally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I put, pretty much.
Okay, it's an interesting answer. Matthew, what did you put?
500, because I didn't know what the bloody hell was going on about.
People that keep pianos in the correct tune. Richard, what did you put?
I put 1 billion.
Do you think 1/8 of the planet's population are dedicated solely to tuning pianos?
Well, some people might own more than one, so they might need more than tuner.
Richard, how many pianos do you own?
I don't know. I know that a few people might own a few.
How many people?
So-
How many pianos does everyone in your social circle own?
I don't know anyone who does, but I know there probably is people who own multiple
James'
pianos.
mum owns a piano, my dad owns a piano. There you go.
That is fair, yes. So my mum does own
Yeah.
a piano, her dad does own a
We-
piano, so yes.
We used to have one. We used to have a piano. But we've got a keyboard now.
They don't need quite so much tuning.
Yeah, they don't need tuning, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my mum used to have an old organ. Because that's cool.
Andrew, what did you put?
I guessed 4,000.
Yeah.
Any of them were correct then?
No, none of them are correct.
Sounds like bull to me.
No, I can only accept the answer that's on the deck. So, moving on. It's all valiant efforts here. But answer number 5. As a manhole cover is circular, is a circle, so that it doesn't fall through the manhole.
What?
Because a circle is a shape of constant width.
I'm sorry,
It
but if
won't fall through.
if I pierce my pumpkin in October in a circular fashion and I put it straight down in a circle, the lid will fall through. I'm sorry, but that is rubbish. Raging. Absolutely raging. Rubbish. Just
Okay.
sorry.
No,
That
if
is
you
not
have-
a thing. If the edges are perfectly straight, then it will fall through. However, if it's at a curve, like an angle, then it will not fall through. That's what it will be like.
So put it like this, right? If you have a manhole cover that is square,
Yes.
you would be able to have the manhole. If you had the manhole cover in line with the hole and flat, it would stay. It would be kept. It wouldn't fall through, is what I'm trying to say. But if you hold it up like that, if you hold it vertically, and then turn it, it will be able to fall through on the diagonal.
Who the f does that?
But that's the point. Is that if
What?
you have,
No!
if you have a manhole cover that is circular, and you lift it up on its end, it won't fall through because it is a shape of constant width.
See, I'm not able to go out into the street and test this theory because they all have locks on in this country. So I don't
They
really
actually
know if this is true. However, all I know is that when I try and drill put the pumpkin lid on and make a pumpkin lid, the lid falls through, and it's still circular. So that is what I'm going on.
Well, think about the construction of a manhole. That the manhole cover is slightly wider than the actual manhole because it's got a little lip.
Well, you didn't say that, did you?
Manhole covers, Hannah. We're talking about manholes. You know what a manhole is? It has a little lip to ensure that the manhole cover stays on. But if you had a square manhole cover, then it would be able to fall through because the diagonal is longer than the straight side. Yeah. Whereas the width of a circle is constant no matter which way you turn it.
Okay. Sure.
There you go.
Let's go with that, shall we?
So, James, what did you put?
Yeah, so it doesn't fall through the manhole. Except I've got some experience with telecoms manhole covers, and they're all square.
Yes, that is a fair point. So some are square, but the majority are circular. So this clearly was referring to the ones that are circular. So yeah. But yes, so your main answer to this question was.
Well, circular manholes are circular so that they don't fall through the hole.
Yeah.
Except
So there we
square
go.
manhole covers.
Except the square ones!
Are square!
So James gets a point! The first point of the game! Woo!
Yay!
Andrew, what did you put?
Well, I was tempted to joke and put because they're not square, but in the end I just went for no sharp corners. Thought it'd be more like a safety thing.
No, it's good, but it's not right. Matthew, what did you go for?
Easy access, but that was all I had.
Another good attempt, valiant effort, but not quite the cigar. Richard, what did you go for?
I sort of guessed it and just said it looked nicer. So, because it looked nicer.
Aesthetics.
Aesthetics, yeah.
You think the government goes for aesthetics over cost saving?
Well, they do in Japan.
Well, Britain used to. In the Victorian era, we've got lots of Victorian buildings like Waterloo Station and Paddington Station that are quite actually architecturally appealing, but not so much anymore. Arguably, I should say.
Okay.
So 1 point to James on that one. Looks like James is in the lead with a whole point.
He's like, what have I signed up for?
Hannah, I didn't actually ask you what you had put yet. What did you put down?
Rhombus.
That's not even an answer! Moving on.
Because there is no proper answer for this. Clearly I put square or something. But
Moving on.
no.
How many times does do the hands overlap? 22.
What? 1.
Matt, what did you put?
I didn't put anything with that one. I passed.
Yeah. 22. 1, 2.
Hannah's still working it out. Richard, what did you put?
48.
No. There are 24 hours in a day. Hence, there would be...
James?
I put 24.
Oh, so close.
I put the same.
24. So no points again. Oh, unless Hannah can genuinely say that she had previously put 22.
48. That's what I put.
No.
Because they cross over 12 hours and then another 12 hours every hour. Go on then.
Not.
What's the magic?
What's the magic?
Go on, just...
The magic The magic is that it's 22. They cross over 22 times.
But how?
I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Moving on, question number 7. Dead beef is a hex code. It's used in programming to define when something is erroring.
Oh, I get it now. Because, 2022. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Sorry. Moving on.
Andrew, what did you put to answer number 7?
I had absolutely no idea, so I just complete shot in the dark, won the Grand National in 1986.
Yeah. No, sorry. Matt?
Nothing.
Hannah?
Pass.
James?
I thought it had something to do with Java, but apparently not.
It's an assembler code. So
Right.
you're on the right lines with programming. I think, can we give James half a point because programming?
All right then. It's gonna win it anyway now. Needs to be beaten by a whole 1.5 points.
Yeah.
Or 2 points rather.
So there you go, James. You've got a 1.5 now. Question number 8.
Got Richard, I think.
Who? Oh, sorry, Richard. What did you put on dead
I
beef?
didn't put anything. I didn't get it. So
Okay. The person who pushed his car to a hotel was playing Monopoly. Hannah, what did you put?
I passed on this one as well.
Oh. And Andrew, what did you put?
Well, I thought the car would probably be the most expensive thing he owns, so when he say push to the hotel, he actually was pushing with the handbrake off and actually crashed it in, making it a write-off.
Oh, I liked that answer. That's good.
How fast can you push a car, mate?
Well, if you push it down a hill.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah, if the hotel happens to be at the bottom of the hill.
I've heard of kids being able to do it.
Matthew, what did you put?
Nothing. Pass on that one.
James?
No, I forgot the question.
Richard, what did you put?
I didn't know this one, so I just guessed it.
Fair
So I
enough.
just said he had a barbecue for some reason. I don't know why. Just complete guess.
Well, it's as good as any answer, I think.
Yeah. That's
I
a good
thought he
one.
might have had some wenches on the way, but you know.
I know of people who have made clapped out cars into barbecues. So that's not too ridiculous. So yeah. But no, if you land on Mayfair and Mayfair has a hotel, you're pretty stuffed.
It's
In
a riddle.
Monopoly. Yeah. Answer number 9. As the captain of a pirate ship, you should divide the booty evenly between the top 51% of the crew.
Why?
Hiya, Kyle.
Oh,
Kyle!
Oh, he just muted himself.
Okay.
Kyle, we were
See,
just
I-
going through the pub quiz.
Hang on. I put it down. I put it down as kind of all the important people, like the first mate and the mate's first mate and stuff. Does that count?
No.
I want Witcher.
James, what did you put?
I had no idea beyond try killing all the other pirates.
You need your crew.
You can always get another crew. They're all fickle anyway.
Matt, what did you put?
Passed on that one as well.
Richard, what did you put?
I sort of suggested that you offer half the gold to the rest of the crew and you keep the other half.
Very close, because you're saying 50% rather than 51%.
Yeah.
Just the 1% is the catch to ensure that you survive. Andrew, what did you put?
See, I thought this was in reference to a different logic puzzle where basically you have to sort of work backwards from the end result. We have to sort of imagine it sort of goes down to just two people trying to argue between it, and one of them says, I'll have all of it, and the other person can't sort of overturn it. And so what the person that would be one up above those two would just have to offer one gold piece to the pirate that would lose out to secure their vote.
Okay.
Because that would be a better outcome for them than having nothing at all.
That is a very similar, I have heard that one as well. It's a very similar logic puzzle.
Yeah, it's
But
referenced a lot.
Not the same one, yeah. So, what was your final answer?
Well, I sort of said pirates 3 and 5 get one gold piece, while
Right.
you take the rest.
It's good, but it's not right, as Roy would say.
Could you flick back to the question quickly and I can take a screenshot and read it? Oh. Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
Not at
It's all right, Kyle.
It's a drop-in event. So,
Well, James, I was just thinking, do you want to, for Kyle, before you go any further, read out the questions? See if he can come up with the answer. Because obviously
Well,
we know the answer. If we don't spoil it.
we've already been through the answers now.
Oh, that's sad though.
Oh, it's alright, don't worry.
And the answer to question number 10, the song that helped to inspire the MP3 music format, compression format, is Susan Vega's Tom's Diner.
What?
Do 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 do.
That's such a depressing song.
So why though? Because up until that point, we had the ability to make, we had algorithms that could make compression, that could compress music for everything else, but not very well for the human voice. And because Tom's Diner is mostly a cappella, it was a good test song for the MP3 compression. Matt, what did you put for that?
Passed on that one as well.
Oh, boo. James, what did you put?
I put Mr. Blue Sky by ELO.
Woo! Mr. Blue.
That is a good song. I actually did my GCSE music exam to that piece. So, has a special place in my heart. Richard, what did you put?
I put Invisible Man by Queen.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hannah, what did you put?
The Pokemon theme tune.
It's good, but it's not right. And Andrew?
I just went with something just lateral in on the wing and a prayer. 3 is the magic number.
3 is a magic number. Oh, yes it is.
All very good answers.
There.
But not Susan Vega, unfortunately.
I think, didn't the patent on MP3 officially expire last year?
Really?
I think you only get 25 years, don't you? Is that the rule?
Normally for those they have to renew them every 25,
Yeah.
unless it's one of them extended patents.
I think 25 years is fair enough, isn't it, really? It's quite a long time.
I don't think they ever really enforced it anyway. Whoever owns it.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously became quite a popular format, to say the least. So that was the pub quiz. Thank you everyone for participating, and very much congratulations to James, our winner, with a whole 1.5 points.
Yay!
Boo!
Thanks.
Kyle, the questions were... I can run through the questions because, but can't let you win the thing, unfortunately, because we've now finished the pub quiz. But we had 10 questions, and no one got anything really. So I win. So the questions were, how many golf balls can you fit in a school bus?
What was the tolerance on this?
What?
On the first question, we gave plus or minus 1,000.
Okay.
So I suppose that's quite a tight tolerance in terms of school buses go. How many golf balls on a school bus? How much did you charge to wash all of the windows in Coventry?
That depends how nice you're feeling.
What would the ratio of boys to girls be if boys were the preference? How many piano tuners are there in the world? Why are manhole covers round? How many times a day do the clock's hands overlap? What's the significance of dead beef? A man pushed his car to a hotel and lost his fortune. What happened? You're the captain of a pirate
Monopoly.
ship. Yes! See? You would have got that one. Should have come earlier, mate. You're the captain of a pirate ship. And how would you divvy up the gold? And question 10, as we've just been through, what song inspired the MP3 format? The answers were about 500,000 golf balls in a school bus, £10 per window to wash all the windows in Coventry, 50-50. The boys and girls do equal out to about 50-50.
Oh, would they?
Yeah. The number of piano tuners is however many the market dictates.
Rubbish.
Manhole covers are
My reaction.
manhole covers are round so that the manhole cover doesn't fall through the manhole.
Okay.
The clock hands overlap 22 times. Dead beef is a programming term in assembly.
That's clever.
And like you rightly said, Monopoly for pushing his car to Mayfair. And you divide the booty equally among the top 51% of the crew.
Yeah, I can see why.
And then finally we landed on Susan Vega's Tom's Diner. So yes, you would have got a whole point there, Kyle.
Yes.
Yeah. But on this occasion, the copy of The Witcher does go to James. So James, send me later on. Send me your Steam account details, and we'll make sure to get that to you as soon as possible. Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Thank you very much, everyone. So I do have one more game planned if everyone's up for that, and that's called Read My Lips. So this is
We have to put your
played.
face now.
Yeah.
I just watched this one as my phone's a bit twitchy at the moment.
That's all right. Whoever wants to play can play. So this one is watching the video feed, watching people's webcams. you need to the person who is the guessee. One person, I'm trying to work out how to say it. One person writes down a phrase. They then put their sound on mute, and they have to say that phrase. Everyone else has to guess what the phrase is. The phrase should be a well-known phrase, and it should be a phrase that you write down so that you lock it in before we start.
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay, Hannah, have you got a piece of paper that you can write the phrase down on so that you can lock it in before we start?
Oh no, I've just got it in my head.
You need to lock it in so that we
I don't
know
have a pen and paper.
all is fair is fair.
Don't have a pen and paper.
Oh. Do we all trust Hannah?
DM it to one of us.
You were cheating.
Yeah, then we would know. One of us would know.
It's in my head, honestly.
Right.
It's really obvious.
We will trust you. We will trust you on this occasion then, Hannah. So, put yourself on mute, and then the rest of us will try and work out what you are trying to say.
Who's going first?
You go. You're going first. Composure. So just say the
The
phrase.
face disappeared.
Oh no! Just say the phrase over and over, so that we can try and work it out.
Okay.
Do it again, Hannah. Is it? It's raining cats and dogs.
Is this where I say, or...
If someone guesses correctly, then you can say yes or no.
Yeah, but who do you write it down?
Whoever guesses right first.
Is it every man and his dog?
Okay, next.
Are we assuming that we've not got it right yet?
No, I want to hear what everyone thinks. Before I give that the answer. Does anybody say then? Is it just Kyle and James?
Andrew?
Yeah?
I don't think I saw enough of it to make an informed guess.
Okay, I'll try again.
I really like Tonks.
Oh dear. James, what's your guess?
So I haven't got a clue. I've never been able to lip read.
And that's why I'm not playing, because I can lip read everything.
Go on then, Matt. What's your guess?
Nah, I'm not. Because I use it for... Don't forget, I use it because I've got tinnitus, so... To be honest,
That's fine. You're allowed to have an unfair advantage if you like.
Go on. Go on, Matt.
Carry on.
Okay. I'll confirm. It was. It's raining cats and dogs. That's why I didn't want to like give it away straight away as soon as someone said, because like that's not fair.
Hey,
Really?
so I get one. Just to be clear, yes, I am currently in the same property as Hannah, but I am in a different room and I have noise cancelling headphones on, so I couldn't hear her. So,
And that's why I actually picked up.
Richard, would you like to have a go?
Well, I'm trying to think of a phrase at the moment. I'm trying to think of one.
Is there anyone who's got a phrase to hand?
I can have a go.
All right then.
There we go. You ready?
Yep. See, when people try, it's really hard to lip read. Do it again. Give me your hand, the ruby.
No.
It's not rude, is it?
No, it's not.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Have a look
If you
at
look-
Broadbean.
If you look at your, if you, it's a is it a saying?
It's a nerdy saying.
Oh, I'm then, aren't I? Okay. If you look at your broadband.
No.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
No.
Anyone got any other guesses? Matt, come on. You are the self-professed lip reading expert.
Bear in mind, this is the first time I met James, of course, so it's not so easy.
Go on then.
Now, I've been told I'm really difficult to lip read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
I might just give it away.
Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. I got it.
That was quite the clue.
That was hard. It just, if you look and something, it looked like if you look and broadband, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something along like Broadbean.
Yeah. Live long and prosper.
Very good. Richard, have you thought of a phrase?
Yeah, I got one.
Go on.
No, he's just left.
Oh!
Or his computer's just gone.
Oh,
Anxiety.
oh, there he is. That was unfortunate timing.
Very good, Rich.
We lost you for a second there, Rich.
No, sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Haha.
Because the mute button's next to the cancel button.
Yeah.
So,
Go on then.
okay.
Reset and...
Oh, I don't know. Bring us...
Bring us the presents.
Do it again.
But use the force, Luke.
that's really short. Okay.
Bring us Alan. Alan.
No.
Steve.
Does it start with bring us? I'm well off then. Do it again. No, it's like 3 words.
Matt, have you got any guess?
Nah.
Andrew?
Best I've got is Bring Us Some.
Kyle?
No. Oh, I think Carl's gone.
No, he's on there, he's just muted.
Kyle's in stunned silence. Can't work it out either.
Oh, there
Hey
he
guys,
is.
sorry, my buddy just called me.
Oh,
No
sorry.
worries.
Fitting.
I think we're all stumped.
I don't
we're all
know.
stumped, Richard. Go on, reveal.
Break a leg.
Ah.
Ah.
Well, I'm right. It was 3 words. I should win that one.